check this out. See the red string, the red twine between the third and fourth strings? Right on up the center of the neck. Those inlays are off a little bit. They're not exactly dead center every one. But, oh, I gotta move here. I'm in a bind. So you can see, this is the way I aligned the neck on that Harmony K guitar. But the bridge was not in the center. It was crooked. I already measured this bridge and it is in the center, so we shouldn't have any problems with that. Welcome back again, folks. Got the old Gibson j45 up on the chopping block again today, and haven't done anything to it yet except study it very close. And I mean study it. Went over it with a fine-tooth comb. I checked everything, every brace, every voicing bar, every tuner. I mean, I've checked this thing out. I got it turned upside down here now, and I can hold it up here and separate this crack in the back here where the heel's coming loose. And I can look down in there with these. I was using a flashlight. Kind of hold it down with my elbow, and just it doesn't take very much force to get the crack to open up. And I can actually see a little bit of the tenon down in there. It's a dovetail joint, and I can actually see like the bottom of the tenon, and it looks good what I can see of it. But like I say, I've done a whole lot of studying on this, and there's a lot of confusion in the comments on the earlier videos of this guitar, and yeah, maybe that was my fault, but I should have looked at it closer then. Anyways, the truss rod in this guitar, there is not one thing in the world wrong with that truss rod. It's perfect. It works slick as a ribbon. It's a two-way rod, which is really good. I prefer them over the old-time one-way rods any day, every day. But I'm going to bring the camera over here closer and try to explain to you what's going on with this guitar and how it's like this. Now, the owner thought, he swears that this crack was not there when it left his hands. He thinks it got damaged in shipping. I don't think so. I'm going to bring the camera over and show you why I don't think so, and explain some things that I figured out that I should have figured out before I made the last video on this. So hold on, let me bring you over here a little bit closer. Now I'm going to tell you what I think, exactly what I think happened to this guitar. Okay, we have all these little cracks in here. I did go around that with the X-Acto knife and separate the finish. I got to do this yet. Of course, it's cracked from back here about halfway up the joint, but I got to cut from there the rest of the way up to this corner on both sides. So when we start to pull the neck off, the finish doesn't crack any worse than it already is. Same here, I already did that. But anyways, the reason for this cracking here, okay? First, back up. If you remember any other video of this, I could tighten the truss rod, and we had backward bow down to, I don't remember, around here. And then we had relief in the neck. And I told you, when I looked down the board, it looked wavy, you know. Had back bow here and forward bow here. And we talked about the ski jump. It has a huge ski jump right here. Okay, I want to explain all of this to you. The problem was the action was too high, okay? The owner had sanded down the saddle. I guess he did it, someone did. Sanded the saddle down really low, like so, to get the action down. Still wasn't low enough. So what they were doing was really honing on that truss rod, man. Tightening that truss rod tight to get the action down as low as they could. And it works, you know, you can bring your action down that way. But it's, you know, you shouldn't, it's not a proper setup. Anyways, he tightened the truss rod. Someone did. Really very, very tight. Alright? Now this was coming loose during all this time. This joint was getting looser and looser and looser. They kept tightening the truss rod and tightening it. That's why we have back bow, as we should have when we tighten the truss rod. Truss rod works perfect. That's why we have back bow here. The reason we have forward bow here is because of this joint coming loose, okay? That's allowing the entire neck angle to change and come forward this way, okay? It's going to raise the action. Tighten the truss rod some more. Get it down a little bit lower up here. But under all that stress, you know, this started, it didn't start to let go, but that's why all these cracks are here. There was so much tremendous force and stress in this area. There is anyway, but there's more on this guitar because the neck joint was coming loose back here. Neck angle was changing in the wrong direction, okay? Tighten the truss rod some more. So you got all the back bow in that neck that you can get. The truss rod ends, I don't know, about at the body joint, I think, because the neck block is right there, and I don't feel any truss rod or any sign of anything in there like that. So stay with me now. Tighten the truss rod so tight, and you got as much back bow as you can get. Then the joint comes loose, the neck joint. That allows the neck to come forward, changes everything. It puts enormous stress on this area here, which is why all this cracked. And it also is why we have a ski jump here, because this part of the neck was torqued backwards by the truss rod. And as the neck angle changed, it created like a relief here. So I hope that makes sense. That's the best I can explain it, but that is, in my opinion, is exactly what happened to this guitar. My thoughts are, we pull this fret right here. It's got a dovetail joint, so we pull this fret, drill, steam, and it should come off rather easier than most. And it shouldn't have to do very much to the joint itself. Get the old glue out of there. It's not holding anyway. Shouldn't have to do much to the joint itself. When I get it all cleaned up, get all the old glue out, and get all the old glue off of the back of the fretboard extension here, put everything back together, it should. Now, I'm not saying it will. Note, I'm saying it should. All of this stuff should fit back perfectly, man. We should have no more fall away, because the neck angle is going to be tilted back in the proper direction, like the way it is now, back this way. Okay? That's going to get rid of this fall away. Well, it's going to get rid of this relief that we have right here, not necessarily the fall away, but the relief here, okay? Then with the truss rod we can even the rest of the fretboard out. Now, the reason the truss rod cracked the neck right here, you can see those cracks better in another video, the reason that happened was because it was so tight. I am really shocked the truss rod did not break. It's amazing that it held together. But that's why it cracked. It was tightened so tight, you know, to get the string, the action down, it busted the neck right here. Now, if I can get glue into that good and get it clamped or strapped or however I decide to do it, and everything sets up, the truss rod works perfect, and with all this fixed and the neck glued back on it, there'd never be any reason to tighten that rod that tight again. Thus, should never see this crack open up again. So hopefully that all makes sense. That's, like I say, I've been inside this guitar, man. I have been inside that crack. I've been, oh, good God. I've really checked it out. Checked it out thoroughly, I have. And I'm almost 100% sure that's the way all this crap happened to this guitar. It is a nice guitar. Someone asked what the serial number was, or someone asked what the first and fifth numbers was. The whole number is 90883018. So maybe some of y'all can tell me what year this is. I'm thinking maybe 1988. I don't know really how to read those. I always have to look them up, and I haven't looked this one up yet. Maybe leave something for you guys to do. But yeah, man, think about it. The neck joint came loose, okay? The neck come forward. Someone sanded the saddle down to get the action down. It wasn't low enough. They tightened the rod real tight to bring the action down more. The neck joint got looser. Neck came forward more. That created some relief here. It made the board look wavy. All the extra stress put on this area right here caused it to crack here and here, the finish. It's not really cracked bad, but it's, well, it's pretty good, I guess. We'll also make note the pick guard is pulling up right here. And I'm going to have to heat this, so I don't know how it'll affect that. We'll worry about that when we get to it. I can put a drop of super glue or something under that, fix it. Anyways, I wanted to catch you up to date because I'm going to start on it now that I know, I've got it figured out finally. Like I say, I did measure the bridge and it is exact center. You saw the string thing. I measured from, I think you can see, from the corner here straight out was 4.5 inches. From the corner here straight out 4.5. And I can't remember too good, so I can't remember what it was back from this corner to the back of the guitar, the lower bow, the bottom of it. So there you go. Next time you see it, we're going to be probably pulling this fret and steaming this loose. And that'll probably be enough for a video. So anyways, that's my take on it. I think that's what happened to the guitar. It is a super nice axe, man. It deserves being fixed. And that's what we're going to do to it. So stay tuned. Cheers. Thanks for watching. See you very soon.